A new set of regulations called GDPR is going to come into play and apply to all EU citizens in the near future. And as is usual with these kinds of regulations, especially small and medium-sized businesses can really struggle and find it challenging to comply with these rules that are going to be enforced. In this video, I'm going to tell you what we at Thrive Themes are doing to make it easier for you to keep your website and your business compliant with these rules if you're using our products. Hello, I'm Shane Malach from Thrive Themes. And first of all, let me just say I'm not going to go into detail on what these regulations are and what they mean. There's plenty of content on that already. So if you're not familiar with this yet, if you're like, what, GDPR, never heard of it, then I will link to some resources for you below the video. Here, I simply want to talk about what we're going to do in our products to help you stay compliant with these regulations. So let's do that right away. Number one, the first thing that we are going to be adding is for all our opt-in forms. When you create an opt-in form using Thrive Leads or Thrive Architect, we will add an option there to add a checkbox for added consent. So if you need to or want to add a checkbox to an opt-in form that gets explicit consent, such as check this box to receive our newsletter, or yes, by signing up and checking this box, I agree to receive the newsletter, and so on, that gives you this proof of consent. That is one of the things that you may need to do depending on what your opt-in offer is under GDPR rules. So you will have the option to add such a checkbox to your opt-in forms and customize the text of that checkbox. Number two, an important part of these GDPR regulations is the idea that every visitor to your website should have the right to know what kind of data about them you are tracking and should have the right to have that data deleted. So to do this, we're going to introduce a dashboard that shows you all of the data that is gathered from visitors through Thrive Themes products. So it will, for example, show, okay, this visitor signed up through this opt-in form and we stored this cookie and we know their IP address and so on. You basically see all this data. And if someone asks for it, you can send them that, right? You can look them up and send them that, and you can delete it from there as well. Now, an important note here is that this only applies to the stuff that we track with our products. And to be compliant, you have to be able to provide all the data from all the services and products you use. This is unfortunately something that we can't do, right? You'll have to, if you use other services, things to track people, things that store cookies and so on, you will have to get that data from those tools and services you use. So unfortunately, we can't give you an all-in-one solution here, but we'll give you one single place to go to for all the data that concerns Thrive Themes products. Then number three, for Thrive Quiz Builder specifically, Thrive Quiz Builder can be used to gather a lot of information about people who go through your quizzes. And this can now be anonymized. So if you want to, you can basically say, I don't want to associate the answers given with a specific user, with a specific email address. That way you can still gather all the data, you can still get all this insight that Thrive Quiz Builder can provide, but it's not tied to an individual user. Now, this means that this is an okay way to gather data without getting extra consent. The other option to be compliant is to be explicit about it. So you can still choose not to anonymize the data. You can still choose to store the answers against specific people, but you would have to ask for explicit consent or be very explicit about that. So you start a quiz and it says, note, these answers will be used for targeted marketing or something like that, right, to be compliant. So we'll give you both options. You can either choose to anonymize it, or you can choose to still keep the personalized data and be compliant using a message on your quiz opening page. And then finally, we will also anonymize any data that is stored in cookies, or we will remove personalized data stored in cookies. So that's another thing, when you can still use cookies to track people as long as they're not personally identifiable. So those are the four main things that we will be introducing in our products in the coming releases. And before the May 25th deadline, all Thrive Themes products will have these features to be GDPR compliant. So all you'll have to do is update them in your dashboard and you'll be good to go. Like I said in the beginning, for more information about all this GDPR stuff and what it means for online business owners, I'll add some links in the post below the video. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback, please let us know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.